talk about it a little bit right now, and I want you to know that alcoholism is actually a really serious problem among teens, especially, which is weird since the legal age is 18, and some of you guys haven't even hit that yet. But you will see people as young as 16 and 17 going to the club and intoxicating themselves, you know. So I'm going to tell you a little personal experience. I myself have never been in an accident like that before, but I have been friends with somebody, and it's quite close to me, and he got into a serious accident, and you know, it was a catastrophe. We didn't expect everything to happen, and I really thought that I could have lost somebody that night. You know, I'm not trying to be emotional, but in reality, there could have been the possibility. The car was totaled, and people had to go to the hospital. So I think the reason why I made this video and I chose this topic, we chose this topic, is because of this experience that I had. Right? So what is alcoholism really? So alcoholism is the fact that people are dependent on it. Whether you are sad, you are happy. You know, a lot of people in my age especially, we use alcohol as a short-term, what do you say, short-term happiness. So you know, you're in the moment and you're happy and you're enjoying yourself, but then you don't really remember, you don't realize what it's doing to you outside of the sobriety that you are in. So all these words are exactly the same, you know, alcohol dependency, alcohol abuse. There's many words for it, but in the end of the day, the idea is the same. It is for someone who undergoes some heart pain, heartbreak, or whatever it is, and they resort to drinking as a form of escapism, I guess. And you know, it starts with social drinking. You know, I might be going out with my friends today, but tomorrow, if I get a really bad job or I hate myself, you know, I'm still gonna go back to this pastime that I had fun with my friends when I was younger. So this is kind of why we really want to talk about alcoholism. So I'll pass it on to Rita.
So why do teens drink? The first reason is actually due to genetics. Genetics influences actually accounts for almost half of a person's chances of developing alcoholism or any serious alcohol abuse. So for example, if your parents are alcoholics, then you will have a higher tendency of drinking. The next reason is due to lifestyle. So nowadays, a lot of students start drinking at a very young age, and they normally associate drinking with having a cool lifestyle. And nowadays, there's also a lot of drinking games, so that also helps foster the impression that drinking isn't a serious matter, but in fact, it is. Now, the last one we'll be focusing on is peer pressure. So, for example, peer pressure plays an important role in introducing students to alcohol and introducing them to the drinking culture. So for example, now a lot of days, students that aren't allowed to drink legally, they tend to pre-game or pre-drink in a private area, and majority of their friends would be like drinking, so they kind of have a sense of obligation to follow them as well, so they normally succumb to what their friends are drinking as well. And so this all leads to emotional and behavioral problems. So these are psychological effects of drinking on teens. So the first one is emotional problems. Drinking can either cause or mask these emotional problems such as depression or anxiety, and it can even increase the severity of these problems. So studies showed that 8th grade girls that drink heavily are 3 times more likely to attempt suicide rather than the girls in the same grade that don't drink. And teenage girls aged 12 to 16 that drink suffer from depression, are 4 times more likely to suffer from depression rather than their non-drinking peers. And now the next one is behavioral problems. Teen drinkers that drink normally suffer from social problems, depression, suicidal thoughts, as well as violence. according to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Administration, 39% of teen binge drinkers actually suffer from serious behavioral problems, and 31% of them exhibit high levels of psychological distress. Now, regular alcohol consumption is also related to higher levels of attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity, as well as aggressiveness. Now, I'll let Marilyn.
Besides the psychological effects, there are also health risks and societal risks to drinking. In fact, in terms of health, there is an increase in blood pressure and deterioration of your organs, and in some extreme cases, even brain damage. And researchers have shown that brain damage actually occurs from when you drink at a young age. It actually impairs your brain functions in your life later on and can lead to memory loss, coordination problems, and problems in your motor skills. And people that are involved with drinking are more prone to sexual assault, even rape. And this can lead to unplanned pregnancies, even sexually transmitted diseases. So like I said, it's a very serious issue. And you wouldn't want any of these things to happen to you. You wouldn't want any of these things to happen to someone you love, right? So if this was happening to you or someone that you really liked, would you want them to go through this? There are ways you can help, and the first way is to, of course, find out that they are suffering from this or struggling from this. So in terms of physical signs, weight loss or weight gain, disrupted sleeping habits, or mood fluctuations. And in terms of psychological signs, if you see that your friend or your sibling is withdrawing, going through isolation, has increased interest in things that they used to like, used to love, in things that they previously enjoyed, and they're having issues at school, or they have a sudden change in the people that they are friends with, that they hang out with, or if they suddenly face anxiety, depression, or even suicidal thoughts. So yeah, these are signs that you can actually look out for in the people that are around you. If you see that these are familiar to you, if you see your friends going through this, it's time to do something about it. So now I'm going to pass the time to Waris, who's going to explain more how to help your friends.
Okay, so alcoholism does not only affect your friends, it can affect you yourself. You may think that just because you are clear of alcohol, your friend isn't, is going to help out. First, you have to learn more about the disorder. Alcoholism does not only mean binge drinking, it also means a codependence. That can sometimes mean a drink a day, or a drink in the morning, a drink at night. It really depends on how the person is perceived it to be. Next, you got to practice what you're going to say. Alcoholism is a very sensitive topic. Not a lot of people will openly admit that they have a problem. So you do know someone, practice what you're going to say. Try to refrain from the word saying you have a problem, or I think you need help. Help out with saying, I'm here for you. So show that there are people around them that cares and want to support them. Pick the right time and place. Because of how sensitive this issue is, try to find a closed or secure room that they are comfortable with together with you. But also take in mind that the safety of both of you guys. Approach and listen with honesty and compassion. Always be open-minded about this topic. Always be open-minded about this topic. No matter how the person may react or lash out, don't be scared. They might be very defensive about it. The person might be angry or show hostility, but don't show a resistance toward them. Because if someone they care or trust shows any resistance, who do they have left to look around? Finally, offer your support. Just because someone has agreed to go for therapy or rehab doesn't mean your time is done. They have a very high. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, otherwise known as NIAAA, suggests 4 questions. You can ask the person, or if you do face the problem of alcoholism, you can ask yourself. The first one is, are you concerned about your drinking? Have you ever had moments in your life where you just regret? Do you get angry when someone brings up the subject? Do you feel guilty the next morning? And have you ever had an eye-opener in the morning to get you going? For example, in the video just now, when I woke up from my sleep, the first thing I did, I have a glass of water, was grab a bottle. that shows that I did have a problem. And throughout the video, we did see there were signs that people cared, like my teacher, Marilyn, and my girlfriend, Rowena. With that, I'll let Rashman conclude the topic.
So on a finishing note, I'm gonna say, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody here is gonna drink at some point of their lives, and I just think that what you should leave here with is the idea of responsibility in your head, that everything has to come in moderation, like everything in life, because these things cling on to you until you grow old. So today it might be drinking for fun, but in the future, when you're a father, are you gonna resort to drinking as well? You could be abusive, and this works. The same for drugs as well. It's something that clings on to you, and to think about it, it's not actually it might be you that you are hurting physically, but mentally and societally you're hurting everybody else and everybody who cares about you and around you, right? So thank you very much.